Hey everyone, good evening. Yay, I'm on here before midnight actually. I know I scheduled it for before midnight. I kind of still surprised that I actually got on here before midnight. How's everyone doing? Let me get to chat. All right. Hey Annette, Sue Elliott, hi. Tammy, Autistic Chill, hi. Hi Steffi. Reagan, Sunny D, Karma Kid 101. So I'm gonna state this, whatever, get it out of the way. Now I don't mean it like that. This sounds flippant, but it's just I want to address it so it's not just weighing on my mind the whole time. So I saw on Twitter earlier some bad news. One of the people that we've all interacted with often in times in this community has passed away. So yeah, Jennifer Falk, I believe she was sipping tree with me under the willow tree, was one of her screen or one of her I don't know, content names or whatever. She is if you know anything about her, then you probably know that she had been battling like stage 4 cancer for quite a while. I knew it was mostly being managed. Then it just started to not be managed anymore. I remember not too long ago she had posted, or people had posted her Amazon wish list, and I remember I bought her a couple things off of that. Yeah, that was the last time we talked. So for everyone who knew her or knew her well, like I know some of them did, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everyone's loss. I'm sorry for her family's loss. Yeah, I'm just sorry. Yes, she had cancer. Yes, I believe it was like stage 4 breast cancer. I don't know much. I know that she kept a blog on it, but I don't understand the specifics or whatever. She had started a new treatment recently, and it was strong. So, I didn't want to sit here and do the stream and having that on my mind and like wait an announcement and announce it at the end or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I just, I don't know. I think everyone should know. And, let's leave her family alone right now to grieve during this. It's not, I know like people want to reach out and say that they're sorry and everything, but that can be overwhelming, I think, at times. So unless you're already close with the family, I would ask that you just give them space, So yeah. Okay, so there's a new filing today. See, it just seems so trivial now going over this, but I know like just don't let it. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard though. Like especially like I think not especially. It's especially hard for her family, but it's uniquely difficult though. I think for people who are in the position of knowing someone but not knowing them like very well, but knowing them well enough to where you spoke, and it's just you don't really know how to act. You don't know what to do with it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Anyway. Okay, so yes, there was a new filing. I have it pulled up right now. So I'm going to read the filing, and then there's a couple other things I want to talk about, but I can't wait to get to this filing because from what I understand, Katie Joy, blames Todd Chrisley for her being swatted. This is what I'm told is in the filing. So no, let me just double check the file, make sure that no addresses and shit are on it. I mean, there hasn't been any addresses on it. Not since like the very first one, but still doesn't hurt. I should check. Oh, I should probably pull up the original filing, so I know what the hell they're talking about in each of these addendums or whatever they're called. This thing's fucking 18 pages long. Okay, I think that's good for now. It's really long, you can see. All right, maybe I won't go over each point then. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and keep this kind of simple a little bit. So I'm going to just really read the interesting things, I guess, and the things that we will all most likely understand. So, all right, except defendants or complaint input. I gotta turn this up. Regarding the allegations contained under nature of the action. Yeah, I see this shit I'm not reading. Like, defendants deny paragraph 1 of plaintiff's complaint. Like, I'm not going to go searching up paragraph 1. I thought just said I probably should, but yeah, that's going to take forever because they have a lot of denials and agree with. Although I am kind of curious about the agreements. See, they here defendants admit paragraph 8 of plaintiff's complaint. I kind of want to know what that is, so I think I'm going to look that up. So it'd be the original complaint, right? The thing that Todd Chrisley filed to kick this whole thing off, right? Actually, I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I don't know enough about it to do it. So here it's just denying, admitting whatever. Defendants admit. Okay, they admit that she uses a stage name. Okay. Defendants admit that she discussed some claims or statements made publicly by Lindsay Chrisley referenced in paragraph 22, a plaintiff's complaint made, but specifically, okay. Okay. Defendants admit that the claims or statements referenced in paragraph 23 of plaintiff's complaint and each and every of its several subparagraphs were made, but specifically that such statements were made after reviewing the public statements of the subjects thereof. The plaintiff's interpretations of the statements in paragraph 23 and each and every of its several subparagraphs are plaintiff's own, for which defendants are not responsible. And those interpretations and characterizations, specifically any and all allegations of falsity, are otherwise denied. And we will continue to so deny them in every allegation in which plaintiff mentions the sex tape statements. The sex tape statements. What the fuck? Defendants admit that they made statements through social media channels, but deny paragraph 24 of plaintiff's complaint to the extent it includes any of the plaintiff's own interpretations and characterizations of what he refers to as the sex tape statements. That's hard to say, sex tape statements. This just seems like it's a big nothing. Like, it's not even saying anything yet. I mean, I'm sure it is, but I don't understand it. Whatever. Plaintiffs admit paragraph 33A of plaintiff's complaint to the extent that the statements were made. Defendants specifically denied that the Paulson extortion claims make any untrue statement about plaintiff and aver that such statements are true and based on publicly available information reviewed and confirmed by defendants prior to her reporting on their subject matter. Defendants admit paragraph 34 plaintiff's complaint to the extent that she made statements related to the subject matter of the Paulson extortion claims. This is just funny. This is just funny. Okay. Regarding the allegations contained under count 1, defendants generally deny each and every allegation therein, but avert to those paragraphs specifically as follows. Paragraph 37 of plaintiff's complaint does not contain any factual allegations and requires no response. To the extent that a response is required, defendant denies the same. Defendants admit paragraph 38 of plaintiff's complaint to the extent she made statements over social media. Okay. I don't understand this. It's just they're just going through and denying and admitting each point, but they're not really providing anything. I mean, I know that this isn't discovery, right? I get that, but at least it's not yet. I don't know. This plaintiffs deny, plaintiffs admit, plaintiffs deny, plaintiffs admit, or defendants admit paragraph 48 of the complaint to the extent that Paulson made statements to further her own, I can't read that, interest. However, defendants deny each and every remaining allegation in paragraph 41 and specifically deny any assertion that the statements were false or defamatory. I mean, this extortion claims. All right, I'll go back and read this. I just want to get to the good stuff. Affirmative defenses. Okay. Okay, plaintiff's complaint fails to state claim upon which relief can be granted. Each of the plaintiff's 4 counts as pled in paragraphs, whatever, complaint state claims solely against Catherine Paulson. Plaintiff's statements are statements of opinion and therefore not defamatory. Okay, so they're going with her opinions. Defendants reserve the right to assert each additional affirmative defenses as may be appropriate and as learned through the course of discovery and up through the conclusion of trial in this matter. Now comes Katie Joy's counterclaims against Michael Todd Chrisley. Now this is the part I want to get to. Mostly she was just going through each count before they say, yeah, okay, yeah, we did that. Okay, sure. But or no, we didn't do that in this, regard, but we did it in this, that's how she's doing this, just saying yes or no to these each of these counts. Now here come her counterclaims. Okay. So 1, counter plaintiff Catherine Mansky Paulson is an individual resident of the state of Minnesota with her place of residence located in Hanover. Let me just double check. I don't think that resident's going to be on there, but let me just double check. I don't want to kind of dox Todd Chrisley either, so. Yeah, it looks like they're just giving the county she lives in, but it's okay. Actually, this one would be a lot easier. I'll just do this. Okay, yeah. It's out of there. Okay, so back to this. Upon information and belief, counter-defendant Michael Todd Chrisley is an individual resident of the state of Tennessee with his place of residence located in Nashville and a national celebrity by way of national reality television programs and a podcast resulting from the same. Seven Seas Production Incorporated is a Georgia corporation and production company owned by Chrisley. Courtside Group is whatever, it's a company owned by Chrisley. Same thing with Live One. This court has jurisdiction over plaintiff under Minnesota statute. Additionally, Paulson has compulsory counterclaims. For Paulson's counterclaims arises out of the same set of events. Chrisley used this as the basis for his claims against Paulson. Venue is proper in Wright County. Paulson is a successful online personality and entertainment journalist who runs a YouTube channel called Without a Crystal Ball, which covers a variety of topics, including reality TV, celebrity gossip, trending news, crime, personal video web blogs, i.e. vlogs, and more. The channel is known for covering reality television personalities such as Chrisley. Without a Crystal Ball currently has approximately 233 subscribers and has accrued over 115 million individual views since it was established in October of 2018. Chrisley is a national reality television personality, broadcaster. Okay, yeah, we know all about him. The Chrisley reality television shows focus on the Chrisley family, including their often tumultuous family dynamics. The Chrisley family had voluntarily and without any coercion, televised and discussed their many family disagreements and legal issues on their show and podcast for monetary gain. So what? Why even throw in the monetary gain there, like for real? And have given television interviews through other news outlets on the same. Ms. Paulson has reported on many of these televised and family reported issues, even in light of all of the other reporting of his family's internal and external troubles by the Chrisley family themselves and other news outlets. Chrisley apparently took particular issue with Ms. Paulson's reporting. I don't know. If I were a juror, whatever, and I heard that, the first thing that comes in my mind is, well, why were you the only one he had an issue with? You know, and it doesn't usually, in this situation like this, it's not going to pop in my head as, you were the only one willing to speak the truth, right? No, that's not what comes in my head. It's just the opposite, in fact. Ms. Paulson has reported on many of these televised and family reported issues, even in light of all the other reporting of his family's internal and external troubles by the Chrisley family themselves and other news outlets. Chrisley apparently took particular issue. Oh, I think I already read that. In response to Ms. Paulson's reporting on the Chrisley family, Chrisley and his wife, Julie, have continuously made personal attacks against Ms. Paulson through their various media outlets to large number of followers, including sophomoric attacks on her physical appearance and reckless allegations about her fitness as a mother. Oh my God, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. Him saying that he and his wife would have done shit differently is not an attack against your mother. It's just that he would have done shit differently. Although he probably did mean it was an attack on your mother. But that's not easily defined. Like, if you don't already know what's going on, you're definitely going to miss that. On episode 148 of his podcast, Chrisley stated that Ms. Paulson is intent on destroying families, destroying people. But that is because she doesn't have God. She doesn't know God. I agree with the first half of that statement. Yeah, she is intent on that, but the God has nothing to do with it. The Chrisley's reckless statements and vitriol regarding and directed at Ms. Paulson and her family have resulted in listeners anonymously swatting Ms. Paulson's home and calling the police and social services to make false reports. What? God damn it. What is my chair stuck on? Ow, my purse. What? When was she swatted? Like, I know that. Oh God, how long ago was that? It was like right around the whole Preacher Boy incident, right around that time frame, when she did an Instagram live, and she was using the term swatted. Now, she technically wasn't swatted, but I think it should classify as a swat legally, because the intent, the person who called it in, that was their intent. Their intent was to see her get swatted. So therefore, I think that person should be charged accordingly. But she was not swatted. But she could have been. Anyways, in addition to his attacks on Miss Paulson personally, the Chrisleys have chosen to further attack Miss Paulson's husband and minor child. Oh my God. Why you do fucking leave your kid out of this? Holy shit. Making demonstrably defamatory statements about them as well. The Chrisleys have broadcast their desire for others to file lawsuits against Ms. Paulson and set up an email account to which they have requested people send information about to Ms. Paulson for the purpose of encouraging the same. They also wanted tips and information, so I don't know. Upon information believed, Mr. Chrisley privately messaged other individuals and requested they join him in his harassment of Ms. Paulson. Fucking kidding me. Paulson realleges and incorporated paragraphs 1 through 19 as it fully set forth therein. I love this. But Your Honor, he talked very meanly about me on the internet. I mean, that's and it's not just Katie Joy who would absolutely happily love to see someone in court or whatever over stupid shit like that. I get that. A lot of people would, but I mean, come on. Wait, what? Okay. Realleges. I love seeing this here, like number 24. Chrisley made false statements asserting that Paulson had committed criminal acts and or was engaged in criminal activity and or that would be understood as describing criminal behavior. Like, you did this same exact shit to people, like numerous people, and you're here spending how much on this fucking lawsuit to get them to the other side to stop saying this shit about you? All right, I'm gonna check. I haven't been over a chat for a while. Let's see. Hey, Kian. Have you seen the tweets Banya has made public just now? She is making her private messages with you public. She is very venomous woman. I didn't know she was making it public, but I got nothing to hide. Whatever. She's the one who's going to come off looking like an idiot. That's cool. That's whatever. That's fine. What was that? Okay. We're going to go back to this. Chrisley's false statements about Paulson and her family were intended to, or reasonably likely to, damage Paulson in her person, business, and personal and business reputations, as well as her standing in her local community. What standing? She ain't got no standing in her local community. Her community can't stand her. What is? Wow. Like, okay. Wait, what's this? Third party. A third party. Okay. Is a direct and proximate cause of Chrisley's and the third party's defendant's actions. Paulson has suffered general and specific damages, including to her reputation, business, and standing in her community. Oh, she's asking for at least $50,000. Okay. Harassment. Paulson alleges, Chrisley used his podcast and social media platform to make repeated statements intended to frighten, threaten, or intimidate Paulson and her family. Chrisley has repeatedly made statements about Paulson, encompassing false statements about her as a person, mother, wife, and professional, as well as statements attacking her husband and child. Chrisley took action, encouraging others to commence legal action against Paulson, using his podcast and social media platform. These statements and actions can constitute harassment. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay. Paulson and her family have been targets of swatting and other false reports to police and social services since Chrisley began posting his false and reckless statements to his large national audience, and he has encouraged his listeners and readers to harass and threaten Paulson's husband and minor child. Oh my God. She's got to realize that all courts do not appreciate this. Like, they get that each side is going to argue their side to the best of their abilities, and some bias is going to be showing, no doubt. But if you walk in there trying to use your child in some way to emotionally manipulate, the authorities there in the courthouse, then you have to know that you're going to be found out real soon. Because, how many people do they probably see that happen with, or try that or whatever? I don't know if it's, wait, did she say that the audience was spotting her? She's suggesting that it could be them. Yeah. Paulson, her husband, and her minor child had been threatened by others at the direction of Chrisley. Wow. So she's saying that Todd Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best is going to fucking risk his entire reputation, his financial standing, his power state, whatever, everything in his life. He's going to risk losing it all just to direct people to harass Katie. Come on, dude. No, like, oops. No. I got a canker sore. I haven't had one of those like 15 years. Encouraging adults to harass and threaten children is objectively outrageous conduct intended to inflict emotional distress on Paulson. She's using her kid, dude. She's using her fucking kid to... She's using her kid for... She's using her kid to create counts in this, basically. Like, because she has none. She has nothing really, like, without her kid. I think she's got nothing with him, too, but still. Prayer for relief. What? Like, I get that it's probably just like a legal term or whatever. Obviously, it's not like, I don't think it means like to really all sit around praying. But for a court of law, it's that I don't think I like that word there for that. Wow. Okay. Consequential damages related to the intentional infliction of emotional distress. Chrisley's reckless statements and actions have caused to Miss Paulson personally and to her family. Temporary and permanent injunctive relief prohibiting Chrisley from any future posting about Paulson, her husband, or her child, or from inciting or soliciting such posting from others. the Paulsons be awarded judgment for their attorney's fees, costs, disbursements, expenses, and reasonable attorney's fees incurred in connection with this matter as permitted by law. For such other relief, this court deems just and equitable. Wow. That's crazy. So yeah, she's trying to say that Todd Chrisley, Todd Chrisley somehow behind her being swatted and there's CPS calls or whatever being made. I mean, she has to realize that if she's going to go in there and making these claims and using this as a defense for whatever, I don't know, that she's been a YouTuber as she's gone through this and done these things to warrant this lawsuit. So pretty much everything that she's discussed or said about it is recorded. And judges and courts, they really just fucking hate it when you walk in there thinking you're going to just manipulate everyone. Like they can't stand that. They're going to hate her. Okay, one thing I want to bring up real quick. Now, I want to state that I'm not discussing any other thing stated or whatever throughout this. And the only reason why I'm discussing this is because the things said about it are painting the really good work of a lot of people in a very bad light. And I feel like I feel obligated to do what I can to correct that, because it's being painted in a bad light because there's an association with me and people want to make me in a bad light. So, but two of my ex-moderators were on a panel the other night, or like some night last week, on stream. And I don't care. I don't give a shit about any of the stuff that they said about me. I'm cool with it, whatever. But this one thing that they were talking about bothered me, but it has nothing to do with me so much. But they were explaining like things about me that they discovered or learned about me that they found problematic. And one of them was in regards to my interview with CNN. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've been an advocate for vaccines on Facebook for years, or on social media really for years. I still am, only now I don't do it so much online. I do it more like in real life. Okay. I just don't talk about it now. But one thing, and let me explain to you how this came about, okay? In 2000, I think it was 2017, someone I met on Facebook who was doing the same shit I was doing, like we got to be really good friends. She started a Facebook page called What's the Harm? And she, like the day after she started it, she asked me to join and, do it with her, and that, hell yeah. And I loved it the entire time, okay? I felt really proud of myself for the shit we're doing. But this was 2017. So a few months later, she and I we're on our stock accounts or whatever. We're in the group Stop Mandatory Vaccination. And we see this post come up. Some family member was a group member in this group. And they shared their family member's post, and their family member had said something positive about vaccines. And so the family member in the group there said, this is my, so I think sister-in-law or something it was. And they were encouraging group members to go find the sister-in-law on Facebook and harass her. So people started doing it. And then they started taking screenshots of their harassment and then posting it in the group. Like they were like fist bumping each other for it. Well, this was progressively getting kind of worse and shit. They were trying to top one another and everything. And so we ended up reaching out to this young woman who was getting harassed, and we let her know why it was she was getting all this, activity, and who posted it and everything, and, she was able to at least shut down the people who were fucking with her. There's a big time zone difference between myself and my colleagues' country. So I ended up going to bed, but she stayed up with this young woman. And I guess as the attacks increased and everything, like this young woman, she started making comments that gave strong suggestion that her mind was going to a very dark place and she didn't really want to, be around much longer. And long story short, my friend really kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of talked her off the ledge there and hooked her up with resources. It took hours. This took like all night long with her talking to her. It was amazing. It was heartbreaking, but it was amazing. Now, that was the first time we witnessed this. As time went on, we started seeing this happen more and more and more and more. Only then the group members weren't just targeting like people that just saying something nice about vaccines. They started attacking parents who were grieving the loss of their child from a vaccine preventable disease. So if their child died from the flu and didn't get the flu shot, these group members just kind of corralled each other and then went out and attacked these parents and said, your fault. It's your fault that your kid's dead. Shit like that. This was routine. This was regular. And it's pretty fucked up. So, there was one instance where, as a result of that first time, what I started doing was when I started seeing these posts in these groups, I would reach out to the person that they were harassing. And I would tell them, hey, listen, just so you know, these images, these screenshots are posted in this group by this person. And oftentimes when they do this is so that people can come together and just, pretty much, group harassment effort. And the only time I ever got someone coming back saying, leave me the fuck alone or whatever, is when that person was also anti-vax. Okay. But that's why I started doing this. So, and that's all I did. This wasn't going real life. This was contacting someone on social media, through social media, to let them know about some fuckery happening on social media. This wasn't going real life. So in 2018, January 2018, I saw one such post. A mother who had lost her child from flu, didn't get the flu shot. And the group members were swarming. They were coming for her, and there were a lot of them. And now when this happened, these groups got up to over 200,000 members, some of them. So we're not talking just like a dozen people. Like right now or whatever, like when people are fucking with me here on Twitter, there's maybe a dozen of them. We're talking hundreds, if not thousands of people, of accounts coming at people. If you're a doctor's office who demanded or that patients be vaccinated, then you were looking at thousands of people coming at your business and even, really affecting your business too. It's a big deal. Like doctor's offices pretty much got together and teamed up to combat this kind of harassment. Because it was happening so frequently. So when I seen this happening to this one woman, I reached out to her and let her know. And she wrote me back that day, and she was very appreciative. She was in the middle of planning her child's funeral while this was going on. And so I walked her through step by step how she can report the group, how to block things and block people, and pretty much just keep her sanity throughout it all. And I hooked up with some resources and. One other page, there's one page in Australia, it's called Light for Riley, and it involves this couple's newborn son, I think, who had passed away from measles, or no, pertussis, I'm sorry, it was pertussis. And for years, people came at this page saying, you would not believe that, saying that their son wasn't even real. This is all a false flag. It's all a hoax. You name it, anything. So I hooked them up with Light for Riley, and that was it. Until about a year later, when she contacted me, and she's like, "Hey, you reached out to me last year. You helped me through this, and thank you. I really appreciate it." And then she said, "There's a reporter at CNN doing a feature on this very thing, and we're wondering if you would talk to her." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course." And that's how it happened. That's how I ended up in CNN. So during this live stream that I listened to, I heard two people say that what I did was fucked up because I went real life, because I contacted the mother and let her know that you're going to get more messages like this. There's more coming. And they're wording this and they're telling their viewers and listeners about this as if what I did was some fucked up, ominous thing. So now I don't really care if they think that, but there's a lot of people in the community, in the vaccine advocacy community, who still do this very thing that I've done. And they do it because it's still necessary. So I don't want them catching any shit because some people decided that they don't like me anymore and they want to just paint everything I do as this horrible brush. Because this is going to hurt other advocates. This is going to hurt the vaccine movement. This is going to hurt people's health, possibly. You know, it's amazing, though, how one of them said that this was too much for them. It was too real life. It was too intrusive. That was the word, intrusive. This was too intrusive of me. I find it interesting that they would have preferred that people instead, when they saw this family getting attacked and being gang stalked on social media and harassed and piled up on, that they would have preferred that I just sit back and do nothing and watch. Because that's fucked up, but that's me being petty, I guess. But I wanted to clarify that, because there's not a lot of things I've done in my life where I feel a little proud of, you know, mostly just I've been a fuck up most of my life. But this is something I feel really proud to have been a part of. And I feel really proud about the people I worked with or, you know, did this with. I feel very proud about the friendships and the professional relationships I formed throughout this. So I feel like when people try to demean it like this, it's not just me that they're affecting, it's the entirety of it that they're affecting. And that's what I don't want to see affected. So what I want people to take away from this all I want people to take away from this is that this was not intrusive. This was not going real life. This was necessary. And if you think it's not necessary, then that says a lot more about you than it does me. And this was not me contacting a grieving mother saying, expect more messages. No, that's not what this was. And in fact, I mean, this mother, she's the reason why I was interviewed by CNN. She remembered me because of this good thing I did for her. And there's not a lot of good I've done in this world. So I'm gonna hold on to the good I've done. I just want to clarify that. That's all. And I don't want this to turn into a vaccine debate or whatever. That's not what this is about. And I honestly, and I've said this, I don't know how many times, I don't give a shit if you choose to vaccinate your kids or not. I mean, if I would prefer you did, but I'm not going to impose myself or my thoughts on your decision. Okay. That's not my issue with the whole anti-vax movement at all. There's always, so as long as there's vaccines, there's going to be anti-vaxxers. And we already know how to get along with each other. That's not the issue. Oh, what are you talking about, Jilby? They just didn't infiltrate Ottawa? I have no idea. I really don't know. I wouldn't even begin to know where to help you. I don't understand much about YouTube. Oh, the reason why though I was asking about the auto comments, because when I was interviewed by CNN, I was interviewed twice by Global News in Canada too. And one of each time what they wanted to know was, about like any anti-vax groups in Canada and stuff like that. And at the time, like the anti-vax movement was very, very small and quiet in Canada. That's not the case though anymore. Yeah, you guys can talk about whatever you want. In fact, I kind of let half the time. Sometimes I'll try and plan shit for the stream, but the chat kind of leads it. What, Jilby? Why did that happen? What are you talking about? I'm not going to. You guys discuss vaccines all you want. I'm not going to come in the discussion because I do have a lot to say on the matter. But if you want to do a stream about this, or even talk with me privately or whatever, I'm more than open to it. But honestly, I don't have it in me tonight because that's a discussion. They're still at it. They're going after the school victims. Who is the kids who are murdered? You mean they're going after them? I really feel bad. Bonnie wants to drag you to fight in her pig pen. The way you kept your distance from yeah, I kind of fucked that up though today. I didn't mean to, but I really thought that, like, I'm in a group DM with her. She posted something. She posted a few tweets that my tweets were in it, and she made a comment that I thought was rather kind of fucked up. So I guess you could say I kind of got sucked in, but I got sucked in for that one comment. That's it. I haven't played along since. And I'm not going to, because like I said to her, this isn't my fight. This isn't about me. This has nothing to do with me. Just like it's not her fight. It's got nothing to do with her. I don't even know why she's so involved in it. This is between the two people it's between, and that's where it should have stayed this whole time. So, and I realized that for a good stream there, I did get sucked into it, but I had purposely stayed, like Kian says, I perfectly stayed the fuck away from this since. So, and that's how it's going to stay. So she can try and drag me into it all she wants. That just says more about her than me. Because, the thing is that I really do like her. I like her and Cheshire. I respect the hell out of both of them, So I'm not sure why they want to do this, or why she wants. It's not even them. I keep saying them, but it's not them. At least from what I've seen, it's not them. But, if she'd rather fight with me on a public platform than have a discussion with me, like two colleagues or friends or however you want to put it, then that's her choice. We should do a vaccine stream, not tonight, but soon. We can. Hell yeah, we can. The thing is, though, is that it's going to become very polarizing very quickly. And it won't even be like by the people we're used to seeing the chat get polarized from. It won't be from them. It'll be from people none of us really know, because these groups online, especially, like they got this shit down to a T. They're good. They're really good. They will sniff out the vaccine stream by some channels, by some page, by some website somewhere, and they will all go at it. We love our vacuums. If Megan's still around, I don't think she's here tonight though. I was texting with her earlier, and I didn't read it. I just saw the notification of the text. I think she said she wasn't going to be around or something tonight. Those are the DMs that she made public. No, she's obsessed. Well, that's fine. I didn't say anything in there bad. I mean, it's cool. that just doesn't. I mean, if you're trying to, why would you show DMs? I don't know, man. I would feel like I don't. I think my brain would say no, don't share these DMs because it's not going to have the effect you think you want it to. Oh, whatever. What do I know? I'd rather talk vacuums than Java. Yeah, I'm not here looking to talk Java. That's why I'm not going over to Twitter to fight with her. Stop asking for people to come have discussions with you. They come you and gang up on you. I don't. I'll have a discussion with anyone, but the thing is that I'm going to have a discussion with anyone. I'm not going to sit here and have a discussion with like 5 people at once because I'm just one of me, and who the fuck would want that? So I tagged you on Twitter. Okay. Look who's correlating vaccines in the shooting. Not shocking considering she doxed a 12-year-old. Wow. Oh, it's Rita. Oh my God. I haven't seen that name in a while. She I seen her though that I think it was January or February. There was an anti-vax rally out in Albany, and she was there. One of the first things, I don't want to make this a vaccine stream though, or a stream really about anti-vaxxers. Although I wouldn't even classify this situation as like an anti-vax thing. This was just like a conspiracy theory thing. But well, I'll save this story for another time. You received every vaccine, but you can't get the beer one because your health doctor said no. Yeah, I think that it's still, I mean, it's still a novel virus, so it's still a novel vaccine, really, in a sense, kind of. I mean, the technology for this type of vaccine has been around for over a decade, but it's not at all as well versed and studied as other vaccines. So I think that's probably why they just want to be extra careful, maybe. Oh, like PJ. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Yeah. I don't care. I have no regrets going on her stream. I have no regrets having her come up on my screen or my stream. Like, what was it, a little over a week ago or so? Because I learned something from that stream, and I think it helped me realize and learn something that I needed to. So I'm grateful for that. I just, I get the impression that she's not, but I don't know. Drama vacuums are way better topic. What are drama vacuums? My favorite interior designer told me that I gave her the best compliment ever, and that she nerd explained her design to me. I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but also best compliment ever. That was me. I did that, and she's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Don't you love that when you just know that you did something really good and it had a good effect on someone? That's like awesome. Oh, thank you, Jilby. Yep, the first mRNA vaccines were used for cancer treatment. I admire you for sticking to your guns no matter how petty parts of this community has become. Yeah, this. Yeah, I could say lots in that, but thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you have autoimmune disorders and kidney disease. Yeah, it could. I mean, especially with this illness that that's being vaccinated for. It just, I think it's still so unpredictable. I think in a sense. I don't know. But yeah, definitely. I mean, any questions? Anyone has any questions about whether or not to be vaccinated or about vaccines? Talk to your doctor. Don't listen to anyone on social media. No one. Not pro-vaxxers, not anti-vaxxers, no one. Don't listen to a fucking person on social media. Go talk to your doctor. I mean, Christ, he's the one who had to pay all these crazy medical bills and shit so he could have the privilege, the responsibility of the authority to give you advice. Go utilize it. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. It's 12:30. I'm tired. I've been starting to put together another video. I kind of want to finish that maybe, or work on it a little bit longer and then go to bed. So yeah, everyone have a good night and just keep Jennifer Falk's family if you can in your thoughts and prayers. Just if I don't know if you knew her, if you were close to her, I'm very sorry for your loss. I'm always sorry for people's losses over something like this. I know it reminds me of my mother, I think, because especially in the situation losing someone to cancer, it always reminds me of my mother. It's very sad. Okay. Good night, everyone. I'll see you guys. I'll be around tomorrow. I don't think I'm working. I'm not. No. Okay. Bye.